Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be starting on my media journal. I'm so excited. I absolutely love the way this journal looks. I have my papers already stuck in it, ready to start cutting up. I was going to use my stamps on this journal, but ended up printing out the titles anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So first what I have here is organization, at least what I'm thinking or calling organization. So I'm going to be using my highlighters, as well as I have, which one's already open? The blue one. I have these flowers, sticker tapes, to go with the themes for each of the pages. I have these landscape washi tapes to go with individual themes, and that is to go with these travel windows that I got, stickers. So the stickers are just individual windows for each color and theme. So this one's kind of seaside and blue. So I went ahead and put the blue flowers and the seaside looking tape with it. I picked her up and now she's gonna yell at the microphone. And then a blue highlighter. So then I also have a purple with purple flowers. This one's a little bit more fantasy. This one's a little fall plus kind of that terracotta look, but I had a fall tape to go with it. Meow. I have this dark cityscape, and I got some mountains and some black flowers to go with that one. The pink one here is a little more like Paris feeling, so I have two sets of pink flowers, as I didn't get any like travel Paris washi tapes or of the sticker tapes. And then this one is more, the green is more like valleys, farmland. I have a green flower, as well as two kind of valley washi tapes. So that's kind of my thought. So as I go, each page is going to consist of one of these elements. I also have some different travel washi tapes that I will be using. So the theme for my media journal for 2025 is going to be through the windows. So the idea is that when you read a book, it's like a window to another world. So I wanted to use the windows and the book as a way to like showcase how many different stories and worlds you can kind of go into by reading the books. And that's kind of the vibe I'm hoping to portray, is this like journey through the books into like a different world while staying at your house. So that's my kind of goal, and I'm hoping that everything will come together. I'll also be using my micro pens, and I have some other fine liners, maybe gel pens. We'll see kind of where the vibe is. I also have my metallic markers I'll be using. So that's pretty much the setup of what I've got going on. Let's go ahead and jump in. So here I'm going to go ahead and start by turning this awkward first page into a pocket. My goal for the pocket is to put in it like a bookmark that has measurements on it for my book reviews and my other media reviews. So it will essentially say how big the picture should be, where, all the information on it should go. So it's just a nice little bookmark I can move around with me to make sure I'm doing the same exact review on every page. But if a certain review needs smaller review, I'll use that instead. So here we are at the 2025 media consumption page. This is going to be my first page, and the idea is to write in the media that I consumed, what day I consumed it, what it was, and like the title of it. So I can track overall what type of media I'm consuming, what months might have more. I think that this idea probably should have required multiple pages, but I have decided there are certain things I won't be tracking. Like, I'm not going to track every single movie I watch in 2025. That's going to take up way more than what is spaced in this area. So movies do have a separate spot later on, but I can still put movies that I planned on watching in this area to kind of showcase, hey, I wanted to watch this movie and then I watched it. As to where movies that I didn't plan on watching, we just happened to watch, I don't want to track, because I'm not going to write I'm not going to write a media review on every movie I watch. That's just probably not going to happen. If it's something I decide to do next year or later on, I'll go ahead and do it, but for right now, I'm not setting up as that as an idea. I have a key at the bottom that showcases the different types of medias I can consume, like books, audio, ebooks, movies, TV shows, and video games. Then the next section will be my personal read goals. I actually lost some footage here, so you don't see me setting that up. But my read goals for 2025 will be 5 audiobooks, 5 short reads, 5 books I've already owned, 5 books that are connected to a book club, 3 graphic novels, and 3 self-help books. And then after that, there's the rating section, which I'll be filling in with what I want as my ratings later, and a place to put my likes and my dislikes. The likes and the dislikes section is essentially, as I learn about what I like in books, I'm going to write down things that I found that I didn't like and things that I found that I really enjoyed that might have made, that are similar amongst books as I read throughout the year. But now here we are on to the next page. We're going to be making this page as new words that I've learned, favorite quotes, top authors of the year, as well as loved characters. I don't know if I'm going to need that many top authors, but I plan for it just in case. Loved characters probably might have needed more space, but I went ahead and made it so I could pick 3. At the top is going to be new words. So whenever I read a book, if I find a word that I don't know, I'll go ahead and highlight it if it's an ebook, and then I'll write it in here later. I'm not going to put the definition of the book or of the word in the book, as I don't think I need it, but I'll have that knowledge of, hey, I learned this word in this book, that I'll put there. The favorite quotes will be a small section for me to just write down any quotes that really like days later I'm still thinking about them from books. This section did get pretty small because the windows got, I think I thought they were going to be smaller. So even on the other page, I had to cut it in half to get it to fit. So I wasn't quite liking the way it was fitting on the page, but I went ahead and put it right there in the center. I felt like it kind of worked. I was also disappointed that I didn't end up with pink flowers that matched this Paris window theme well enough, but I like the way it turned out anyway. I think that it kind of brings it together nicely, even though they're not really connective, color-wise, but I think it still worked out quite okay. So the top authors will just be any authors that I find myself reading a lot this year, or ones that after reading their books, I think to myself, I want to read another one by this author. Favorite characters will be characters, obviously, that I really resonated with. So next up, we're going to do a purple set, and this is the TBR, other medias, and series trackers section. I felt the same kind of way with the purple setup. The purple flowers don't really match very well, and since I didn't have a washi tape that went with them, I kind of feel like the setup itself was a little lackluster. Overall, I'm still happy. The purple windows are very pretty. I think they'll look really nice in other books, but in this section, yeah, I just wasn't liking the way those two, I didn't have enough matchy stuff to go with these 2 sets. However, I think it turned out quite well, and I really wanted to use this window because there's a castle in it. To me, it just seemed very fantasy-esque, so I like it a lot. As far as the TBR, I'm not sure if I'm going to just make a list of all the books that I want to read, or if I'm going to try to draw in the bookshelf idea. So I'm going to leave that blank after I get everything stuck in. And I do think now that I'm doing the voice recording, I'll probably end up writing in a list and numbering them, because I also like, if I don't know what book I want to read, just like rolling a dice and letting fate decide. So the TBR there will be books that I plan on reading, plan on purchasing, things like that. And there should be 2 columns there once that section gets figured out. For the other media, that will be things like TV shows I really want to watch. Like, I really want to watch Yellow Jacket. That should go in there. And then video games that I want to play. I will not be putting movies that I want to watch more than likely in the other media section. Here's the series tracker. The only series that I currently am tracking, and this is specifically for books, is the Court of Thorn and Roses. So I went ahead and put all the books that are part of that series in there. And then we're moving on to the next page here. This is going to be my TV tracker, movies tracker, games tracker, and the did not finish section. So this one I'm going to do the blue theme with boats and the nautical theme. I had enough stuff for this, and I really like the way this one turned out. Although I thought it was funny because I don't really watch nautical themed things. So the fact that it's my TV and movie section made me giggle. Here, I'll be able to put in the title, and then there's 1 through 10 over on the side to add in the amount of series there are for that TV show. So if there's 10 of them, or if there's 3 of them, I can put that in and then mark them off as I go. I'm not going to fill any of those in right now, as I don't know 100% what kind of things I'm planning on watching. But as I start to find them and add them, I'll get them all put in there. Games is going to go at the bottom, and the idea is that the games will go up, the TV shows will come down. I don't think I'll have either enough to hit each other, but I don't want to take away my space. So I want to give it enough space for it to grow. The movie section, these are going to be specifically movies that I don't know if I wanted to watch and I didn't want to write a review about. So if there isn't a review about them in the book, they'll be in this section, because there's a small spot for how many stars I gave it at the end there. That's just for things that I don't really know I want to watch. DNF, honorable mention, I get to add in The Flow. I don't remember the name of the author. I didn't finish it, got to 63%, and it was so painful to read, I just had to stop. So I went ahead and put that in. I did not finish it back in February. So here we are, switching to the next page, where this is going to be the book review section page, and I'm using the Starry Night window. So the review questions, I'm not going to be adding in the video, as I want to look some up and decide really what I want to pick. I am going to most likely print off this information and just glue it right into the page above the window. Next is the owned to be read. The owned to be read section is going to be books that I already have in my collection that I would like to read. Say I haven't read them, or I plan on reading them again, but the plan is to read them this year. Under that is going to be my bought books. This is going to be a spot for me to write any books that I purchased this year, the day I buy them, the title, and then why I planned on, like, what made me buy them. Was it the cover? Was it somebody told me to? You know, so on and so forth. I don't buy a lot of books, so I'm curious to see how that goes. Next page here is going to be my year stats. I actually kind of forgot how the plan was to put this in. I have a video of, I believe, Joshi Corinne using it, so I'll go find it. If I am correct, the idea is to fill in the box 1 through 20 with the media that I consumed as well, and then the months are on the other side. So say for April I read 3 books, I would line in 3 books, watch 2 movies, finished 1 TV series, so on and so forth, and see if I can get to 20, essentially. So I think that will be a lot of fun to kind of fill in The rest of this, since this is the year-end stats, I'm not 100% sure I know what I'm going to do yet. I do have little, like, you can see faint circles drawn in. The idea there was I liked when I see people print out those, like, circle grids, so I kind of want to add those in. So I'll put those in later when I actually go to probably do the year-end stats section. I don't know if I'll have a monthly stats section yet, but I'll see. So up here at the top is going to be the genre tracker, and this is just to showcase which genres I'm reading, watching, etc. I flipped this and only put in 2, which is fantasy and horror, as those are the 2 things that I tend to read the most. That is that. Next up, we have the honorable mention page. So the honorable mention page is essentially me saying, hey, I started this in April and I wanted to still track all of the media that I consumed that I really enjoyed in the beginning of the year. I'm going to put in here really small pictures, as you can see, of book titles or book covers as well as movie covers that I really enjoyed earlier this year that I just really wanted to at least include, even though they won't get a full spread. There's my little April for the next page. Okay, now I gotta cut out all these tiny movie titles. They're so small. They're actually really adorable, and I enjoy them immensely. So the first book I'm going to be putting in is, the first movie I'm going to be putting in is The Watchers. I really enjoyed this one. We watched it back in January. It actually was inspiration for a short story I am working on and a species in my world, so that was really fun. Next up is The Evil Dead Rising. I really enjoyed the Evil Dead series as a child, so it was really fun to watch this new movie. Next, Consorting with Spirits is a book that I finished in March, and then Blink Twice was a movie we watched in February. That movie I just super enjoyed and still to this day think about it sometimes, so I had to be in here. Next up in March, I finished The Cauldron Born. I've actually read that book before. It's a really good spiritual book for me. Then I put in Love is Blind, the TV show from Netflix. In March, I finished a short story called The Answer is No, as well as a short story called Cursed. So those are my honorable mentions, and if I think of any more, I did have some space left over, which is really cool. So now we're going to go ahead and start with the flip through. I'm really excited to use this. I've never tracked my media and things like this, but I used to write reviews on movies when I was a child on a blog that I had. So I'm very excited to kind of get back into writing those reviews. In this TBR section, I decided to add in one more sticker because it's not purple enough. What kind of information do you feel is the most important to track in your reading or media journal? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day.